Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to month 5 of the EdTechTeam Teaching and Learning webinars. You are with us tonight with 3 very special guests. We're talking about your best pathway to Google certifications. So I'm going to go ahead and screenshot here. And hopefully you see what I see. I'm going to go back just a couple of slides. EdTechTeam does these monthly webinars to help you out. Tonight you are with myself, Lisa Thuman, Kate Petty, Sean Williams, and Jenny Reynolds from Google. We'll be talking about all of the different resources that you can find and the application process for level 1, level 2, Certified Trainer and Certified Innovator. You can find every resource available that we've put in the slide deck at edtech.team/pathway to certification. So we are going to go over each of these certifications in a little bit of detail for you. I'm going to go back to my team here that's with us tonight and just kind of hand things over to them for a moment. I'm going to stop screen sharing. And I'm going to ask first for Jenny Reynolds to introduce herself. Jenny?
Hi, Lisa. I'm Jenny Reynolds. I work at Google, and I'm a program manager on our adoption team. So we work on programs that help train teachers to use our tools in the classroom. And I work with Lisa very closely at EdTechTeam. So thank you.
Great. Thanks, Jenny. It's great to have you. Sean, would you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sean Williams. I'm a consultant with EdTechTeam and a former classroom teacher, and I go around and help teachers with the Google.
And he does a really great job. And then Kate, please introduce yourself and tell us about your role at EdTechTeam.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kate Petty, and I am the Director of Certification Programs at EdTechTeam. Essentially, that means that it is my job to get the word out about how to be certified with Google in the teacher programs. So we have level 1, level 2, and trainer boot camps, and then we also do all we can to assist with the Innovator program as well.
Great. Thanks so much, Kate. So let's just head back just for a moment, back to our slide deck there. And I realize I have a lot going on my screen, so sorry about that. But now that we've gone through our introductions, I just want to remind everyone, if you joined us late or you didn't hear me the first time, that you can find all the resources at edtech.team/pathway to certification. You can also follow us all on Twitter or contact us directly with questions. So the other thing is at the end of our time together, as we do every month, is we are going to be giving away a prize. And this month's prize is a free G Suite related course with EdTechTeam U. So you'll want to go ahead and complete that form. I'll be in the YouTube chat posting links and resources and taking questions from anybody who's watching live. So we're going to dive right in with level 1. You can find everything that Jenny, Kate, Sean, and I are going to be referring to at google.com/edu. That's the Google for Education Training Center, which actually Jenny is going to talk to us a little bit more about. So we're going to hand it over to Jenny Reynolds from Google, and she's going to be talking about level 1, the training center, and a little bit about the exam. Jenny, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Great. So yeah, to talk about certifications, you also have to know a little bit about our training center on the Google for Education site. So if you go to the link that Lisa provided you, you can see there's a linkable training center in the slide, or you can also find our training center at edu.trainingcenter.withgoogle.com. So if you go there, you'll see that there's kind of 2 courses, and one is a fundamentals course and the other is an advanced course. These courses, along with our certifications, are really centered around 3 goals, and those goals are: first, to engage educators in professional growth and development; second, to increase educators' efficiency and save them time; And then third is to inspire student learning and creativity. So that's the ultimate goal, right? So as you go through and you're looking at the different certifications and how they align with these courses, the level 1 really aligns well with the fundamentals course. And specifically, you'll kind of get into these 13 units that not only teach educators how to use the tools, but also how you can apply them in the classroom. So we really, we revamped this training center and the exams a couple of years ago to really make them applicable in the classroom and make sure that they were very relevant to teachers. Some of the courses that you might find in the fundamentals course and what might be covered on the exam are things like bringing your student work online, saving time communicating, measuring, understanding, and sharing student growth, expanding your access to help and learning, and then designing interactive curricula. But then you go way beyond that, and it's a quite a lengthy but very thorough coverage of all the tools that you can use to do those things where you can save time, but also help your students learn and be more creative. So why would you get certified after going through all of that material and learning all of it? Well, first, the exam is really a very practical exam. You have to go through and actually use the tools in the exam. It's not all multiple choice. There is some multiple choice in it, but you actually have to go in and do some exercises where you have to prove that you can actually apply those skills in a real world setting. So it's a great exercise in actually getting some practice and testing your own knowledge and feeling really confident about your skills after you've passed. Also, they're really growing in popularity in terms of like their recognition, and leadership is really starting to see the value in these certifications. So right now there's over 12,000 certifications that have been issued in 85 countries. So like I said, yeah, that's a lot. So, leadership at schools are really beginning to become familiar and seeing the value that they provide. Not only will the level 1 certification get you recognized as sort of an early adopter, but it will also set you on this path for other programs. And I know Kate mentioned one of them earlier, the Innovator program. We also have certified trainers, and Sean's going to take you through level 2, which would be like the next step on that path as well. So there's a couple of reasons why certifications are important depending on your goals and what you're trying to achieve. In terms of what is on the exams and what's covered in these fundamental courses, really they do scratch the surface of a lot of different tools. So you're covering everything from Drive, Docs, Slides, Sheets, and YouTube, and Classroom, Gmail, Calendar. You've got subjects like tech integration and digital citizenship. So there's a lot covered there, and you're kind of just scratching the surface and really getting introduced to these tools and how to use them. And then once you get into like that level 2 piece and the advanced course, you get a lot deeper. So I'm going to let Sean kind of dig into that. But that's kind of what the fundamentals course and the level 1 is all about.
Jenny, I have a question.
Sure.
So the question, oh, could you mute for a sec? Thanks. The question is, why did Google design these certifications?
I think there was actually like a lot of requests for this kind of thing. And I think it's that a lot of teachers are really interested in not only getting this training, but really becoming recognized for it and being able to kind of show off their badge So when you become certified, you get a certificate and a badge. And this is becoming, like I said, very popular. People are like putting it in their email signatures, and they're showing it off to their principals and people within the school districts. And so I think they just wanted to be recognized for that accomplishment. It's a really big accomplishment, and they should be proud of it. And I think, you know, over time, people were getting this training and they were becoming really passionate about these tools, but there was really nothing to show for it. So now there is something in place to kind of like show what you've done.
Yeah, for sure. And I know so many teachers, it's nice that they have access to something without having to be so intense, like applying for Innovator trainer. So anybody can take these exams and get these certifications. They don't have to apply for anything. That's great. All right, we are ready to move on to Sean to talk a little bit about level 2.
All right. Let me just share real quick. Little camera shy. So I love everything Jenny was saying about the level 1 also goes for the level 2, that you know, it's very involved and it's very classroom application based. The big thing I think with level 2 is it's hard to be a prophet in your own land. And if you want to be designated as a leader and like, you know, your stuff, the level 2 is really great for doing that. The level 2 is also in the training center. It's pretty lengthy, a lot of material to cover, and it's designed to go after the level 1. Like, now that you know the tools and classroom applications, now it's ready to like kick it up a notch and really focus on pedagogy and breaking down the 4 walls of the classroom. And there's also, like, you take those skills from level 1 and do kind of mashups where, like, okay, so you know a little bit about YouTube and you know a little bit about you know, spreadsheets, let's say. Let's see how we can mash those 2 up and make improve student learning outcomes. I think the level 2, just like the level 1, is pretty impressive, and people put it in their email and stuff. That badge, the level 2 is, the level 2 is like another layer of like recognition where if you got that, you know your stuff, you know, not only know the tools, but how to deeply apply them and what's available to you to use to help with student outcomes. Other than that, it's a lot like the level 1.
So Sean, could you talk a little bit about the actual exam?
So the exam itself is, both of them are 3-hour exams, and what I tell everyone is plan on it taking the full 3 hours, and if you finish early, awesome, but it's pretty lengthy, and like Jenny was saying, there's a lot of application portions of it. So it's not a simple, you can click through. You have to be able to navigate through Drive and find something and then do something with it, and then the next step. So they're very scenario based, where a teacher, it's very realistic exam where a teacher might have to you know, use calendar to find out when they can have a meeting with somebody, and then go into Gmail and find somebody, you know, go through their contacts list or create a new contact or whatever. And then the next step is like, okay, now you go into Drive and create a document for notes for the meeting, or something along those lines. They're very realistic scenarios, but you have to know how to navigate all of the products pretty deeply to get through it successfully. I'm not real sure about sharing too much more than that, because like there was the non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. My computer froze there for a second. Sorry, Sean. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the certified trainer. So If I'm just waiting for my slide deck to reload to share it, but I'm actually at an EdTechTeam G Suite Summit today in Bakersfield, California. So I'm not in my normal office. So anyway, so certified trainer, in order to apply to be a certified trainer, you have to submit in your application both your level 1 and your level 2 certificates. Okay. The next thing that you have to do is provide some additional resources. So you're going to list the 5 most recent G Suite trainings that you've done, and list the title of the training and list the date that you did them. You're also going to provide a link to a training that you did. So a link to your resource, whether that's a Google Doc or a Google slide deck or a website that you created. And then you're going to collect evaluation data on that training so that you can reflect on what you would change, what you would improve, what you would remove from that training for the next time that you're going to do it. So the application asks you what your training goals are. So if you become a certified trainer with Google, what is it that you're looking to accomplish? And Google is looking for a certified trainer in every school, in every district in the world. So there's going to be a ton of Google certified trainers. So now is your time to get in and be accepted into the program. So I pretty much just went over what the requirements were. The other thing is you have to submit a 3-minute video. Now that first minute is all about you and how awesome and amazing you are. This is not a time to be humble. This is a time to strut your stuff. Make sure that you're in the video. Talk about what you're doing with students, colleagues, parents, administrators. Talk about how you are a real change agent in your building or your district or your community even. And then after you do that minute-long amazing yourself video, you're going to do a 2-minute screencast. In that screencast, and you can use any tool you want to do the screencast. It doesn't matter as long as you can articulate how to use a Google tool and how you would use it in an innovative way. So it's a total of a 3-minute video. Now, big tip for you all, when you finish your application, check all of your links incognito and make sure that they are viewable to anybody that looks at them. Okay, so Kate, I'm actually going to switch over to you and ask if there's anything that you'd like to add to that certified trainer section.
Yeah, so what I really, really love about the newly designed Google Trainer program is that it prepares you agnostically as a trainer for any program. So it really helps you build your training skills. You learn what andragogy is, and you also learn how to engage adult learners effectively. So while yes, you're becoming a Google certified trainer, you're also becoming, your skills are being able to be used with other products as well to really help you help your school for all the needs they have. So if you are teaching and helping your teachers get through level 1 and level 2, you can also help them if they end up getting a new LMS or a new grading system. So you'll be able to transfer those skills, which I really, really, really love about the new training program.
So we're going to stop for questions. And one of the questions, and this one's actually for Jenny, one of the questions is there currently a discount code? Because they had discount codes during PD week and at ISTE, and the folks are wondering if there's a current promotion on the vouchers.
There is not at the moment, I'm sorry. But if you work with EdTechTeam, usually that kind of comes with the boot camps, right, Lisa?
That's absolutely correct. We include it. And I actually put in the chat for everyone that any one of the 12 PD partners in the United States would probably offer a voucher as part of live professional development. And Kate's going to talk a little bit about the live professional development that we have available at the end. So make sure, everyone, to please put any additional questions in the chat for sure. sure. So Kate, let's hand it over to you to talk about Innovator. Kate, you'll need to unmute.
Okay, I should probably have done that, you're right. Okay, so I'm going to just take a little bit of time to talk about the Innovator program. What it used to be called was the Google Certified Teacher Program, and they switched it over to Certified Innovator just about 2 years ago. And what I love about that is it invites others that are not teachers. So if an administrator has an innovation or an instructional coach has an innovation, you are welcome to apply as well. And what it is you're looking at the screen right now. This year we had 5 Innovator Academies. Google had 5 Innovator Academies, and they accept about 35 to 40 applicants for each of those academies. You do have to get your own travel to the location where it's being held, and I do know a lot of Americans who ended up going, for instance, to the London Academy, and I do know that a lot of other countries, people from other countries love going to the Australia one. The Sweden one looks pretty sweet too. But you get your own travel there, and then you get to spend 2 or 3 days at a Google office and work on a project. And to go to and apply to the Innovator Academy, you fill out an application, and you have to submit 2 things. And one of those is a video, and the second one is a vision deck. And what it is really, the vision deck is you have an idea, you have a spark, that you want to implement in your own community that might be scalable, or something that just is going to change the world of education. And you want to have some time and have some mentorship in order to cultivate that. So what's going to happen is if you submit a vision deck for your idea, and if you get accepted to the Innovator Academy, you work on that for a few days at the Academy, and then you are assigned a mentor for a full year that will, once you go home, you'll be able to work with as you develop and work on your project. At the end of the year, you do fill out an update and let them know where you're at with your project and how it went. And then you become a certified innovator. And if you ever go to events like ISTE or some other events that are some teacher conferences, you might find that there are perks to being innovators and trainers as well, where you may be invited to some exclusive parties and find out some really fun information about products that not anybody else knows. So can you see me? Am I sharing? You can see me, right? Okay. So that's the Innovator program, and we would love to see you at the next, see your application come through for the next one there for Sweden. And you're noticing, I think that Brazil is the next one after that. So we're really excited. Lisa, did I cover everything? Jenny, am I missing anything?
No, I think that's great. And we've got some really interesting questions that I'm going to share with everyone now. The first one, is being a certified trainer a prerequisite for being a certified innovator? Anybody want to take that?
I can. The only prerequisite, I believe, and get me if I'm wrong, for Innovator is level 2 certification. So you don't necessarily have to be a trainer, but there are a lot of applications that come through, and it may help your status in getting through on that. It might help.
And Jenny, I think this is a great one for you. If somebody is working in higher ed, should they apply to be a certified trainer? Are they eligible?
Yes, they absolutely could. We're doing some more work in higher ed right now, and actually pre-service teachers, people who are training to become teachers, are actually getting trained on this. So this would be a great opportunity to kind of get into an area that's just starting to grow. So I think, yes, absolutely.
Great. The next question is, the educator says, I teach and am an instructional coach. Which trainer program should I pursue? I
can take that one too if you want. I think that Certified Trainer program is a great place for instructional coaches because a lot of the content in the sort of training course is in line with what instructional coaches do. And like Lisa mentioned earlier, you know, we're looking to get people like a certified trainer in almost every school, if possible. That's the ultimate goal, right? So if you're already working within a school district or a school and you're an instructional coach, it would be even better to have that certified trainer certification as well.
And, you know, I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention that becoming a certified trainer or a certified innovator puts you in a community with other like-minded educators. There's, you know, Kate mentioned that you have access to, you know, information under a non-disclosure agreement. But even if we just look at tonight's webinar, the people that are connecting in the chat, we have folks from New Zealand, Australia, Canada, all over the US, Brazil. And, you know, one of the things that was just mentioned is there is actually an Innovator Academy going on this week in Washington, D.C. So, you know, it's really just great, you know, if you think about breaking down those four walls of your classroom and communicating and collaborating with other folks all over the world. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and screen share again, you guys, and go through some information that we definitely need to talk about. So hoping you can see my screen. So, you know, those were the 4 certifications that we talked about, the level 1, level 2, then certified trainer, and then the most competitive to get into, the certified innovator. One of the things that we didn't mention about certified trainer is applications are always open. You start your application in an application portal and you can work on it over the course of a week, a month, a year, even if you wanted to. But the certified innovator applications are per academy, and you can apply to multiple academies if you'd like. All right, so next, I just want to remind you that we're going to give away one of our 15-hour just-in-time online courses featuring G Suite. A whole lot of you have filled out the form, but this is kind of your last chance to enter your name to win a course. You can find all of our courses at edtechteam.online. If you want to learn more and stay connected with EdTechTeam, there's tons of ways that you can do that. You can follow us on Twitter at EdTechTeam. You can also follow any one of us from tonight, Kate, Jenny, Sean, or I. You can join our community at community.edtechteam.com and learn all about our programs and even our student device grants at edtechteam.com. You'll be able to follow up on today's session. There'll be a link to the archive webinar right here in this slide deck. Of course, you can find it on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and archive the entire chat so that you can come back to it should you need to. You can request one of our certification boot camps, which I'm going to ask Kate to talk about in just a moment. And if you would like a PD certificate for tonight's webinar, you can go ahead and click that 4th link there, get your PD certificate. So I'm going to hand everything back over to Kate in just a moment so that she can talk about our pathway to certification and our Google Bootcamp tour that's going on this academic year. And then we're going to come back and do the drawing for the free online course. So Kate, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Thanks, Lisa. As Lisa mentioned, we do have 2 programs that you may be interested in. Our first is the Pathway to Certification program, and that is for districts. So if you work for the district office and you're looking to bring that trainer or 2 to each of your schools in your district, you are absolutely, we have a program for you. It's 25 people, and you can take the level 1 in fall, the level 2 in winter, and then we'll do a training program for your teachers in the spring. And in one school year, you can build that capacity with 25 Google certified trainers in your district. The other option we have for this 2017-2018 school year is the Google Tour. And the Google Tour, and I'm going to share my screen just real quick so you can see that. The Google Tour is for, we've asked 10 sites across, and this is a US specific, but we've asked 10 sites across the US to host a level 1, a level 2, and a trainer program next school year, so that anyone who's in the region has those opportunities. They're ticketed events. You don't have to work for the school district that is actually hosting the boot camp, and you can get more information on the Google tour. Now, if you don't live in the United States and you're interested in bringing that level 1, level 2, and or trainer program to your region, we absolutely can work with you worldwide on doing that. And so you just need to go to, and we'll put this in here as well, edtechteam.com/request. And we will have our regional representatives contact you to see what we can do about getting that in your area. The really good news is, if you need an excuse to come to Southern California next month, we have a few seats left at our trainer boot camp. So if you have your level 1 and your level 2s, or you're planning to get your level 1, level 2s this next month or so, you can go to Southern California, and we are doing just a couple seats left in our Brea trainer boot camp right here in Orange County, home of Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm, and very close to Universal Studios and Legoland. And I think that's about it, Lisa.
Great, thanks, Kate. Okay, I'm going to close out the form, and I'm using a random name generator to pick a name. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share with you all. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and click it, and here we go. I hope I can pronounce the name. The winner is Ashok Kumar. So Ashok, I'm going to put your name on that last slide in the presentation, and I will connect you with Tracy Purdy, our Director of Certification, Director of Online Learning, so that she can get you access to a free course of your choice. So I want to thank everyone again for tuning in with us. Next month's TNL webinar is all going to be about English language learners in the classroom, and we'll be announcing that by the end of the week with a date and time. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Kate and Sean and Jenny, for your time and your expertise. Please visit us at edtechteam.com, and most importantly, you want to bring one of us to your district. Well, maybe not Jenny, because she works for Google, but you want to bring one of us to your district or bring a boot camp to your area. Go to edtechteam.com/request. Bye, everyone.